past couple of weeks, if you've been watching my past few videos, you'll know that I recently switched to the Sony Alpha camera system, and I'm shooting on my Sony a7 III right now. I absolutely love this camera system. It does everything I need it to do when I'm doing my professional portrait shoots and when I'm doing all of my video work like this right now, and it is a phenomenal camera. However, the one problem with it is that it's a really bulky camera, at least compared to the Fujifilm system that I've used in the past and some of the smaller cameras that I've had previous to this. So I find myself not necessarily bringing it out as often as I'd like to. So I started doing some research, and I started researching some of the point and shoots or the fixed lens cameras that are on the market today. And ultimately, after following all the criteria that I set out for myself, I settled on two different cameras, and I read all sorts of reviews about the two of them. I watched a ton of videos, obviously, and I couldn't really make up my mind to figure out which one I wanted to get the most. So rather than just doing internet research, I figured I would do my own objective research and pick up a used copy of both those cameras, figure out which one I want the most, and then sell the one that I don't want anymore. So what I did is I picked up, number one, the Ricoh GRiii, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute, and also one of the coolest cameras that I've ever used in my entire life, the Leica Q. This is an awesome camera. These both are awesome cameras, but let's jump into some of the differences between the two right now. All right, so rather than jumping into a super technical comparison of the two, I'm just gonna tell you guys off the top of my head the main differences that I've experienced with these two over the past couple of days. So first off, this one right here has a 28mm f1.7 lens. This one has a 18mm f2.8 lens. This one is a full frame sensor, and this one is an APS-C sensor, so they effectively have the same exact focal length. This one right here has a touchscreen. This one right here does not have a touchscreen. This one right here is too big to fit in my pocket, whereas this one right here slips into my pocket perfectly. This one has a lens with optical image stabilization. This one does not have optical image stabilization, but it has a stabilized sensor. This one has an all-metal construction and feels like it's built like a tank. This one is definitely well built, but it absolutely does not feel like it's built like a tank like the Leica is. And this one right here cost about $2,500 used, whereas this one right here costs about $750, maybe even a little bit less used. So to sum it up, these two cameras are extremely similar with a couple of fundamental differences. They both have the same resolution. They both are fixed lens, compact type cameras. I think I accidentally said that this one doesn't have a touchscreen. It actually does have a touchscreen, so that makes them both have a touchscreen. This one's got an EVF, it's a Leica, it's probably built a little bit better. You pay a massive premium for it, where this is definitely more affordable, but still definitely a premium camera. And quite honestly, specs aside, I don't want to focus on that. I hate focusing on specs. And so we're going to put these to use, and we're going to get out there and we're going to do some photography today. Do you want a treat? Come here. Sit. Down. Don't even have to tell him. Good boy. That dog will legit do anything for a treat. I just gave him like a little piece of a sweet potato, and he's willing to do flips and whatever I ask him to do as soon as you give him a treat. But besides that, if you don't have a treat for him, he's not listening to a damn thing you have to say. But the plan for today is to go down to the Erie County Fair, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a big fairground with a bunch of tents and arcade games and all kinds of stuff like that. Honestly, I haven't been there in like probably 5 or 6 years at least, and so we're gonna head down there because I want to test out these two cameras. So I'm gonna take some side-by-side shots. We can compare the two of them, see which one we think is a little bit better, and I'll let you guys know what I think. YouTube? We're back in the office. I was up until like 2 a.m. last night editing this video to get it out for you guys today, but all is good. Let's talk about what my verdict is today on which of these two cameras I'm gonna keep and which one I'm gonna have to sell. So ultimately, the decision came down to me keeping the Leica Q, and I'm keeping it for a couple different reasons. The first reason is 100% because of the lens that is on this thing. The 28mm f1.7 is just so much more capable than the 18mm f2.8 when you stop the lenses down and you're looking to get more of a shallow depth of field. Because this is a crop sensor and it's an 18mm f2.8, the maximum aperture on it is something like an f4 equivalent on a full frame sensor. Whereas this one on the left hand side, it's an f1.7 on a full frame sensor, and so you're definitely capable of getting a really shallow depth of field with that lens. It's an awesome lens. It's super sharp, even wide open, and that's the number one reason why I'm keeping this camera. But the number two reason why I'm keeping this camera is just because of the way it feels to shoot. It's so much more fun to shoot, in my opinion, than the Ricoh GRiii. I shot on the Fujifilm system for years, and one of the big reasons why was because of all the physical dials on the camera. I loved how all of the lenses had an aperture ring, so you physically adjusted the aperture through that ring on the lens, and I love how there's a shutter speed dial on the top. It makes it feel like a film camera, and it reminds me of the Fujifilm cameras that I used to use. However, it has a full frame sensor and an awesome Leica Summilux lens. So the design and the lens are the two main reasons why I'm keeping that camera over the Ricoh GRiii. Although they are similar cameras and they're categorized very similarly, they are both completely different beasts. The Ricoh GRiii, if you want a camera that you can operate completely with one hand and that you could literally slip into just about any pocket, this is 100% the solution for you. I can absolutely understand why street photographers love this camera, because it's super discreet and people barely even notice you when you're shooting with this camera. It's literally smaller than my iPhone. It's an awesome camera, and I completely understand why people use it. However, it just doesn't really fit what I'm looking for in a camera right now. The Leica, on the other hand, is the most well-designed camera I think I've ever used in my entire life. It's just so simple. It reminds me of all the film cameras that I've used in the past, and I really love shooting with it. I love the fact that it has an electronic viewfinder. That's something that I definitely miss on the Ricoh GRiii, and the fact that it has all the physical dials and things of that nature, it makes me really just want to shoot with it. It makes me want to take it out, and it makes me want to shoot. Also, the fact that it's extremely expensive makes me want to take it out and shoot with it, so I'm not wasting my money, but I think the price is definitely worth it for the Leica Q, and if you have the extra cash to throw at the Leica Q, I would 100% go for it. But if you're looking for something extremely discreet and that you can operate with one hand, the Ricoh GRiii might be the move for you. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel a ton. It helps for more people to see these videos. If you have any opinions, any questions, anything, leave it in the comment section below. I respond to everybody. As of 2 days ago, we finally hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm super amped for that. It took me like 7 or 8 months to get there, uploading every single week, but it's 100% worth it. I love doing this stuff. Making these videos is so much fun for you guys, and I love hearing the feedback from you guys. So definitely leave your comments in the comment section below, and if you want to see more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. I upload videos like this every single week, so I'll see you guys in my video next week. Peace.